Yes, sir.
Why students are not coming for the classes?
I don't know, sir.
Know the reason?
I've put message, sir, in group that day that why are they not attending the class? Some of them are saying that they have a power cut or network issue something. Mm.
It will be viewed seriously. Okay, I'll ask some of the quiz. It's a question and answer directly. There is no choice. Okay. So I'll ask some questions, either true or false, or you can tell the answer directly. Relevant to the credit card. Question one: store your card number and pins in your mobile phone. Is it safe or unsafe?
Unsafe.
Why?
Unsafe.
Unsafe.
Why?
Yes, sir,
And
because if your phone gets hacked or if someone has access to it, he can easily see it.
now, if you store the pin as a pin like the direct pin, there is a chance of, as you said, if you encode that and save it as a phone number, okay. Actually, if you say directly as it is like a pin by typing the name of the pin is pin and typing the number, probably definitely that is a hazardous or sometimes a vulnerable for the if phone is hacked. Otherwise, you can encode it as you decide, append as a phone number like that. Means you only will come to know what is that. Yes or no? Safety measure also you can take. Fine. The next question: lend your card, that is credit card, to anyone. Is it safe or unsafe?
Unsafe.
Anyone is here, either you family friend or your friend. It is unsafe. One time if they are using, fine, otherwise it is always unsafe not to give up the lend your cards to anybody. Fine. Next, change the default pin received from the bank before doing any transaction. Is it safe or unsafe?
Safe, sir.
It is safe because usually the bank generates the random digits also. The person who is involved in sending the posting to you may be known or may be recorded. So that's why before start doing transaction with such kind of the pin numbers, you change and use it. Right. Put your signature on the card immediately upon its receipt. Is it safe or unsafe? Once when you receive the card, either debit card or credit card, put your signature on the card immediately upon its receipt. Safe or unsafe?
Safe, sir.
It is a safe, right? Because it tells you about it belongs to you. Nobody is not going to use the card by signing their signatures, appending their signatures. Fine. So now we'll start discussion on credit card frauds in mobile and wireless net computing. Is this is visible? Online environment for credit card transaction. How exactly when you swipe a card in the swiping machine or ATM, how exactly it is going to be interacted with the bank servers. So any card, credit card or debit card, which will consist of the magnetic strip card. That magnetic strip card, along with a small chip inserted in nowadays inserted into the card. That small chip which is having, since magnetic strip life is very limited, so the card came into existence. Nowadays, by recognizing the SIM card while swiping, SIM card kind of card, the micro card, so that micro card is going to hold your bank details. So once when the card swipe to obtain to retrieve the magnetic stripe data, you are using a magnetic stripe reader and pin pad. So that merchant server having the magnetic strip reader and the pin pad, when you insert the card into the machine, it reads the data. After reading that data, it will send that data read for verification, security check about the card, whether it belongs to you by using your PIN pad. So that will goes to the third party service like security control module. There might be a third party service or the bank itself act as a middleman and the bank itself. So that card is going to be verified. For example, let us take this is the ICICI card. You are swiping that card in the Big Bazaar or Big Mart. Big Mart is third party here. Here your card having ICICI. The bank, that card belongs to the ICICI bank. So but here the merchant server is the merchant server is going to verify the credentials which you entered through the security control module. Then that it sends the back to the bank server. There, OS security module checks pin inside encrypted pin block with optional pin offset data. So if it is proper credential, if you have provided, then it resends and it accepts the card and it allow the transaction of the card. This is the online environment of credit card fraud in mobile and wireless. It is happening wirelessly. So card is also not connected with the server physically. You are going to swipe, that merchant server might be the wired device or the wireless internet connection. Then that sends signals to the nearest tower and the tower resends to the bank server. Then bank server checks the credential and replies responses accordingly. Okay, here understand which are the threads are there. Which are the different threads are there in this diagram. Identify the security threats in each phases of credit card. Any one of you can talk to me. Which are the threats? There is a possibility of losing the credit card, physical theft, physical damage of the card is the second threat. Third threat, damaging the card by removing the magnetic strip. Permanently you are losing the bank details. These are the three physical threats. Then, when you swipe that card into the merchant server, there is a possibility of unknowingly there might be a skimming device. In the last class, you watched some of the video clips how skimming devices are installing and how the hackers are going to record all the transactions which you are going to do with your card and the bank account. So if any unwanted, unknowingly installed skimming devices, you are giving up your pin information about your card also. Swiping machine is going to record your card details like CVV number, then card number, the name of the card holder, and the expiry date of the card. All these things are going to be recorded. There is another threat using skim. If not, it is a genuine merchant. Then what else? Shoulder attacks might be there. Shoulder surfing attack. If you are entering the pin, somebody peep into what you do with the skimming machine, or sorry, the swiping machine. There is a possibility of shoulder attack. So always close with your hand and enter the pin instead of negligently entering the pin in front of the vendor or the customer, another customer of that same merchant. Shoulder surfing attack, there is a chance. The another attack, wireless attack. That is, the attacker might be a middleman, man in the middle attack. There is a possibility of man in the middle attack between the merchant server and the bank. So the attacker is going to listen the passive, might be act as a passive listener or the active listener. So if he ping into the wired or wireless traffic, he may listen or he may obtain the information. If it is a public network, so unencrypted data is passing through. Obviously, due to this, because this is the financial transaction, usually it happens with the encryption technology is used between the end to end. Maybe since merchant server may be registered with the bank, they may provide the virtual private network to the merchant server to connect with the bank. So the man in the middle attack is there is a possible scenario. So another side is the machine of the merchant. So these are all the probable attack might happen whenever you are using the credit or debit cards. Okay? Any questions are there? Fine. Now let us understand some of the do's and don'ts need to be followed especially when we are using credit or debit cards. So the importance of the credit card is especially in mobile commerce and mobile banking. The current era is nowadays most of us, even though we are not visiting the nearest ATM, because of advent of the many third party services like Paytm, Google Pay, Beam UPI, many UPS are present in between us, phone pay like kind of the things. Even though we stopped going to withdraw the hard money and paying for the purchases what we make. So today mobile is everything. Through mobile commerce business has been increased. Day by day it is increasing only. No decrement in the business involvement of the mobile phones. Mobile banking is also a current era. Nowadays, with the help of the third party services, we can send, even without visiting the banks, we can send our money to one person to another person through IMPS, like immediate payment system services. Like NEFT also we can do it, or account to account transfer. We can use the transfer mode, different transfer mode using our mobile phone itself. Since mobile credit card transactions are now very common, new technologies combine low cost mobile phone technologies with the capabilities of point of sale terminal. With the help of the mobile, even credit card transactions also can be do in the point of sale terminal. Point of sale terminal is nothing but a business points. So today belongs to mobile computing, that is anywhere, anytime. So today, if you today you are living means this day is belongs to mobile computing. Now maybe you are listening the class using the mobile. Maybe you are doing the transaction for the fee payments for the examination or something else without visiting the banks or the cooperative societies. You are directly sending the money to one to another. Anywhere, anytime, computing is termed to be as a mobile computing. The developments in wireless technology have fueled this new mode of working for white collar workers. Who is the white collar workers? Students, are you there? Who are all the white collar workers? The IT people. The IT people are the white collar workers. Since wireless technology has been aggressively, progressively developing from 3G, 2G to 3G, 3G to 4G, 4G to 5G, 5G to NG. So they are creating in such a way that the speed is increased, reliability, parallelly reliability also increasing. So with the advent of development of wireless technology, even white collar workers like work from home. Nowadays the scenario is work from home. So these people are started using wireless technology more and more. In processing the credit card also, this wireless technology is helpful. So wireless credit card processing will allow a person to process credit cards electronically, virtually anywhere, because you are carrying the card wherever you are moving around the world, you are carrying the card. So whichever the point might be, it supports that credit card banking that is going to be processed electronically. So in most often used by businesses that operate mainly in a mobile environment. Mobile environment such that mobile utility repair service businesses. Like suppose if your vehicle is breakdown in on the way in the middle, so mobile service, mobility service vehicles are towing your vehicle to the nearest garage. How they will come to know? Because they are also using wireless technology. So locksmiths, lock repairers, they are also using mobile windshield repair and others. The wherever the mobility is there, obviously the wireless technology role is high. How to prevent the credit card frauds? Some of the do's and don'ts are there. Let us understand one by one. The one, put your signature on the card immediately upon its receipt is the safe mode of preventing the use of the same card from others. Make the photocopy of both the sides of your card and preserve it as at a safe place to remember the card number, expiration date in case of loss of card. Is it necessary to do this one? Yes, because keep this photocopy of the card which you received by the bank. Sometimes if you lost the card or somebody theft your card, in such situation you can call to your bank to stop using that card. So the bank may verify you whether you are the card holder who is complaining the regarding the card. In such cases, bank asks the credit card details. In such a situation, you are required to have these information with you to stop using the credit card. Okay. The third do says change the default personal identification number received from the bank before doing any transaction. This is a one another precaution. Then always carry the details about contact numbers of your bank in case of loss of your card. So keep the bank details. See, one side uh, experts are telling don't keep hard copy details of the banks, etc. and so on. Keep it in your mind. Another side, they're telling carry the details of contact. So it is up to the individual customer or the individual user of the credit bank credit card holder whether they need to carry or not. If their memory capacity high and recalling capacity also high, they can keep all the password numbers, contact details, etc. in their mind. Otherwise, if it is low, recalling is low, forget is more, then in such case situation that needs to be recorded somewhere, somehow, either in the pocket or the wallet or in the mobile phone. Since our life is mobile phone, so most of us were storing in a notepad or short notebook. Usually, we are storing the details. So that's why keep your phone more secure rather than just ignoring. Okay. So in the don'ts column, store your card number and pins in your cell. It's a don'ts, but you can suggestion you may take or may not take. My suggestion is you encode it and you can save. Don't allow the users to access directly. If your phone is hacked, even they should not understand the person who has hacked your phone. They won't understand what it is, pin or something else. Okay, in such a way that you can encode the pins and store. Lend your cards to anyone. This is again don'ts. leave cards or transaction receipts lying around. So most of us, what we are doing, the mistake is, especially nearest to the ATM counters, once the transaction is completed, ATM machine is going to produce the uh, receipt of the transaction. So, if you are ignorant or negligent attitude, usually you are throwing that receipt directly at the dustbin of the ATM. That is most dangerous. Without tearing up that one properly, if you are throwing that, so dumpster attack will going on. Dumpster attack is nothing but so collecting from the recycle bins. That kind of attacks you are going to allow the hackers to go do on your receipts. So they keep on tracking. It is attack happens not in a single day or a single moment. So year the days to days, months to months, weeks to weeks, year to year, they are keep on observing, watching the persons who are the attitude, behave, everything they are watching. One fine day, he will be the victim of the attackers. Okay, so sign a blank receipt. Don't always, it is, if transaction details are not legible, ask for another receipt to ensure the same. So signing blanks receipt, like blank checks like that, without receiving the proper receipt, don't sign, otherwise fraud might happen with your bank accounts. Continuation of it. So those carry your cards in a separate pouch or card holder than your wallet. So what the mistake usually we do is we are carrying all the cards in a single wallet. Try to keep each independent cards separately in your pockets. Why? Because if somebody theft our wallet, entire wallet is going to be compromised. Because this wallet consists of all the credit, debit, BL, passport, etc. and so on. Instead of losing everything in one stretch, you can keep the single separate pouches for the card holders. The next do says keep an eye on your card during the transaction and ensure to get it back immediately. So don't leave the card unattended when you are not using in the nearest ATM counters or swiping machine. Once if don't give up your cards to swipe from someone, especially usually in restaurants or some hotels, you are giving up your cards to the waiters to swipe and take it back. Usually don't do that. Ask them to bring their machine or you visit nearest to that machine and do swiping. Don't give up your card. He may take the picture shot of your credit card or the debit card. He may start doing something. So because the person or people is not trustworthy in a business environment, especially. So always be aware of, be careful about the cards. Then the next, preserve all the receipts to compare with credit card invoice. So since if you are a student, if you are going to nearly you are going to become an employee of some IT or white collar jobs. In such case, probably the companies keep on started ringing you to have a credit card. You are the loyal customer, so and so. Once if you are receiving the credit cards, you must be always be careful about every transaction what you are going to carry out, either purchase or sending money to someone. So whatever the transaction you do, you keep all the receipts at a one single place of your home, not in a pocket, in a home. So once when you receive the credit card bill in that particular month, you compare the receipt what you are created using transaction and the bank sent statement. Compare, cross verify. Sometimes credit cards will so not always. Sometimes the credit cards have the huge penalties or the huge charges might be applied for a so and so transactions. So that's why we keep on eye on your transaction receipts, which you are going to do in a that particular month, and verify yourself against the statement generated by the credit card vendors. Every month you need to do this one, not just not in a lifetime of single time. So the next is reconcile your monthly invoice or statement with your receipts. Cross check, cross verify yourself with the monthly invoice, which are the statement generated by the credit card vendor. So in the don'ts part, write your card number or pin on a postcard or outside of an envelope. Don't write the or record the pin number on the postcards, like because that postcard is going to be dumped into somewhere tomorrow. That is going to be that paper sheet or the cover envelope is going to be thrown on a dustbin. Then it is going to BBMP, the dust collector. Then it will somewhere till it destroy, that pin appears always. So that's why don't write that pin in a wedding cards, visiting cards, or the the postcards like this. So because that is that those are the things are reused, or those are the things are going away from your eyesight shortly. So in such cases, if you are not properly destroy that, if you return, there is a chance. So always it is not like that hacking is going on, but sometimes it might happen. Give out immediately your account number over the phone. Somebody calls you, I am so and so company, I am calling from the bank. So don't give out your account number. So over the phone, because once they get the account number, the which they are calling to you, that phone number usually that is attached with the account number. Then they are going for social engineering attacks. Destroy credit card receipts by simply dropping into garbage box or dustbin. So simply one tear up don't do. If you want to destroy it in a small tiny papers and throw it. Otherwise, don't throw the nearest the dustbin of that ATM store or the machine vendor. Keep it in your pocket. Whenever you come back to your home, you can destroy that one. Don't run up your balances to limit. This is specific to the credit card. You can go get the consolidated credit.org website is there. You can refer how to use a credit card, do's and don'ts. Some of the don'ts and do's. Don't run up your balances to the limit. For example, when in the beginning, especially newbie who are using credit cards, they are very pleasant to use the credit cards unnecessarily for small purchases, or the borrowing or lending the money to the friends to make use they utilize their credit card, etc. and so on. Usually don't run up your balances to the limit, because if limit is given for you as a newbie is a 1 lakh credit limit, don't swipe up the credit limit of 1 lakh. Why? Because if your salary is around 70,000, 1 lakh is heavy to repay back to the credit. If you are become a defaulter to the credit card, huge penalty is going to put on you. So be careful when you start using the credit cards. Then next dose is report immediately any discrepancy observed in the monthly invoice or the statement. If any mismatch with the transaction what you made in that current month and the statement which received by the banker or the financier, then if you found any differences or the discrepancies, immediately report to that to the bank agency regarding what the discrepancy if you observed. Otherwise, you will become a defaulter to them. Then destroy all the receipts after reconciliation with the monthly invoice or statement once come back to your home. Then inform your bank in advance about any change in your contact details such as home address, cell phone number and email address by person, not over the phone. You do this kind of precautions, then you are little safety compared to the normal users. In the don't side, don't use reward credit cards when you can't pay off the balance quickly. So the usually credit card lenders they are offering so and so. If you purchase 100 rupees, you will get cashback 100. If you purchase 50,000 rupees in this current month, so another 50,000 is going to be added in your account. So your salaries are 70,000. If you are paying for 50,000, 50,000 might be a reward you may be going to get, but for repayment, 50,000 you spent on a purchase, how to lead life for another 30 days. So that's a challenging one. So whenever you are unable to pay back the um, money to the credit card vendors, then don't do that one. Don't take that reward of the credit cards. Never use credit as a substitute for income. So most maybe you may think that so I can go with credit card because every month I'm going to get as a credit limit. So once you repay back to the credit, then only your credit is going to be renewed for the next month. Until unless you cannot get the limit for the usage of credit. So don't think I can use the credit as my source of income. It is not income, it is promoting you to purchase whether necessity is there in the really whether you have a necessity of a purchase of that good or not. It is just keep on provoking you to keep on purchasing the items, goods, whether it is necessary or unnecessary. So that's why before having a credit card, there is advantage is also there, disadvantage is also there. So compared to the advantage, disadvantage is little high. How you are utilizing the credit cards. So don't miss a payment by more than 30 days. Never open an account just because you received an offer. So, but really, whether if you need a credit card, then go with the credit card. Otherwise, just they are offering something for that reason. I want to have a credit card. No, don't go that because you are the sufferer. People in the market, many people are there to give the money. While repay back their money, you will get a pain in the repayment. So in the beginning, we enjoying that money, but when the time come to repay back to the credit owners, then it difficult for us. So that's why don't open the account if simply they are offering, whether you don't, if you have a need of credit, you just go with, otherwise no. Then in the do's, ensure the legitimacy of the website before providing any of your card details. So when you are entering website, suppose if you are doing payment online like premium payments or the bill payments of a specific. So while providing the details of, especially I'm not talking of debit card at least controlled by banks, whereas the credit cards, since if limitation is 5 lakh of the card, if you provide the credit card, you are giving up your financial control with the website. So be careful about the spoofing websites or phishing websites. Then report the loss of the card immediately in your bank and at the police station if necessary. If you are losing your card by any mode, either by theft or by forget somewhere, kept somewhere, or you are, even after several search process also, you want, if you are unable to get your card in such situations, report immediately to the bank before intimating to police station, immediately to the bank to block your card not to further use. Then later, if necessary, if you want, you can even report to the police station. Then in the don'ts, avoid cash advances. Avoid cash advances means, for example, I observed this one. Somebody using their credit card in the bunks, petrol pumps. So swiping in the credit card in petrol pumps to get the cash by paying 2% to the petrol pumps. This is nothing but advancing the cash advances. So credit card users usually they are allowed to purchase something or do payments for something. So they won't get the cash in their hand. So to get the cash, indirect mode of getting cash is swipe in a merchant stores, pay 1 or 2% of commission to them and getting the money in their hand through credit cards. Don't do this one. Don't apply for too many new credit cards in a 6 months period. So if you are so much credibility of, or if you have so much credit in you, uh, apply 1 or 2 credit card, not more than 2. So because as I said in the beginning, everything is smooth. Later stage, it kills you in repayment process. So never take on more credit than you can afford to pay back. It otherwise you are unnecessarily suffering from the repayments. Don't hide from your creditors if you are having trouble. So if you are unable to pay some credits, don't hide that. Tell them my limitation is this, because sometimes credit card vendors or the lenders, they are forcing you to go with credit limit of 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, because they need to achieve their targets. They want to meet their targets. For that, they are forcing the customer to go with the high credit limit. In such situation, so if you are unable to pay, don't hide. Yes, you can. Don't simply allow them to allow them in your space to opt for the high credit limits. You tell them directly, I am unable to pay if I go with so and so. In such situation, they will understand your problem and they will provide the credit limit, less credit limit. So don't close old accounts. So don't let accounts close to due inactivity. Don't ignore fraud protection calls. Don't carry balances from month to month. This is most dangerous activity. Carrying the credit limit from month to month is compounded rate of interest is you are going to pay. Okay, these are the some of the credit card frauds by using mobile and wireless computing. Now, types and techniques of credit card frauds. Types and techniques of credit card frauds. Let's understand this figure. This is nothing but Clue environment. Clue is closed loop environment for wireless. How exactly the credit card is going to be work. New electronic security control module is in between, that is bank. So here, suppose this is another version of the previous diagram. Closed loop environment for wireless. Here advises bank yes or no through the mobile phone. If yes approval transaction, then that goes to the bank, then that process the request from the credit card owner through the PIN pad, and the bank is going to allow for the transaction with the merchant. This is a closed loop environment for wireless. Okay, any questions are there? Yes? No? Okay. I'll discuss this security challenges posed by mobile devices in the next coming classes. Answer your attendance.